U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says Myanmar's military action against the minority Muslim Rohingya population constitutes ethnic cleansing. He said the Rohingya had suffered horrendous atrocities and as a result the U.S. was considering targeted sanctions against those responsible. In September, UN Human Rights Chief Zaid Ra'ad al-Hussein also accused Myanmar of ethnic cleansing. Mr. Tillerson's comments come days before a visit to Myanmar by the Pope. The Rohingya are a stateless minority who have long experienced persecution in Myanmar, also known as Burma. More than 600,000 have fled to neighboring Bangladesh since violence erupted in Rakhine State late in August. After a careful and thorough analysis of available facts, it is clear that the situation in northern Rakhine State constitutes ethnic cleansing against the Rohingya, Mr. Tillerson said in a statement. These abuses by some among the Burmese military, security forces and local vigilantes have caused tremendous suffering and forced hundreds of thousands of men, women, and children to flee their homes in Burma to seek refuge in Bangladesh, he said. He said the U.S. wanted an independent investigation into events in Rakhine State and targeted sanctions could follow. Those responsible for these atrocities must be held accountable, he added. Mr. Tillerson's comments reflect a hardening U.S. stance on Myanmar in recent days. On a one-day visit to the country last week he said Washington was deeply concerned by reports of widespread atrocities. He urged the government and security forces to respect the human rights of all those within its borders. Analysis by Barbara Plett-Usher, U.S. State Department correspondent. The designation comes after careful analysis by the State Department, which determined that there was intent and planning behind the horrendous atrocities. Hence Rex Tillerson included the Myanmar military among the parties listed as directly involved. A senior State Department official said the term ethnic cleansing is not defined in international or U.S. law and therefore doesn't inherently imply consequences, but the U.S. is considering targeted sanctions against those responsible. In the meantime, another senior official said the designation was aimed at increasing pressure on Myanmar authorities to repatriate the Rohingya refugees and make it safe for them to return. The U.S. has sought to balance its desire to hold the military accountable with its support for the civilian government, led by Aung San Suu Kyi. The State Department official said a successful transition to civilian rule is crucial to resolving the long-running ethnic conflicts at the root of the latest violence. Ms. Suu Kyi has been criticized for a weak response, but the official said she had no control over the military in their power-sharing arrangement, and that she'd have to work with the generals to address the crisis. The tougher U.S. rhetoric comes after a delegation, led by Senator Jeff Merkley, recently returned from a visit to Myanmar and Bangladesh. Members of the delegation said they were disturbed by the reports of attacks on Rohingya, including the rape and murder of family members.